The door slammed shut behind me, echoing through the empty hallway of my apartment building in suburban Chicago. As I clutched the note from Fiona, my straight neighbor, confessing she'd felt something more during our late-night dinner. My heart pounded like a drum in a storm, realizing that one innocent meal had ignited a fire I never meant to start. How could a simple act of kindness from her, cooking for me after my breakup, lead to this chaos, where my hidden feelings for women clashed with her perfect heterosexual life? I stared at the crumpled paper in my hand, the words blurring through unshed tears. Felicity, last night wasn't just friendly. I don't know what this means, but I can't stop thinking about you. Fiona, the epitome of straight-laced normalcy, with her husband away on business trips and her picture-perfect home next door. I'd always kept my distance, burying my attraction under layers of polite neighborly chats, but now everything was unraveling. Pacing my small living room, I replayed the evening in my mind. It started innocently enough. I'd come home from work, exhausted from another day at the marketing firm where whispers about my lifestyle still lingered despite the progressive facade. Fiona knocked, holding a casserole dish, her smile warm and disarming. "Heard about your split with Alex," she said, her voice laced with genuine concern. "Thought you could use a home-cooked meal. Mark's out of town again." I invited her in, grateful for the company, but as we talked over pasta and wine, the conversation deepened. She shared frustrations about her marriage, Mark's constant absences, the pressure to start a family, and I opened up about my ex, how he'd never truly understood my bisexuality, my full-on lesbian identity that I'd finally embraced after years of denial. But I hadn't told her everything. In my head I screamed at myself. Why did you let her get so close? You know she's straight, married, the kind of woman society applauds, beautiful, devoted, untouched by the scandals that plague people like me. Yet as the wine flowed, our knees brushed under the table, and her laughter felt like a caress. When she leaned in to wipe a sauce stain from my lip, time stopped. Our eyes locked, and before I could pull away, her lips met mine, soft, tentative but electric. I froze, then responded, my hands finding her waist, but she pulled back first, eyes wide with shock. I shouldn't have," she whispered, fleeing to her apartment. Now with her note burning in my palm, guilt washed over me. What have I done? She's not like me. She's got a life built on expectations. Family, church, the whole American dream. My own family had disowned me years ago when I came out. Phone calls turned to silence, holidays alone. The thought of dragging Fiona into that abyss terrified me. I crumpled the note and tossed it aside, but it haunted me. Should I ignore it? Confront her? The internal battle raged. This could be real, or it could destroy us both. The next morning I avoided the hallway, sneaking out early for work. But fate or cruelty had other plans. As I stepped into the elevator, there she was, Fiona, looking disheveled in her yoga pants and oversized sweater, her blonde hair tied back messily. Our eyes met, and the air thickened with unspoken words. "Felicity," she started, her voice trembling. "About the note." I cut her off, my heart racing. "We can't. You're married. This isn't you." But inside I was crumbling. Why push her away when every fiber wants her closer? Is this self-preservation or cowardice? She stepped forward, her hand grazing mine. But it felt right. For the first time in years I felt alive. The elevator doors closed, trapping us in a confined space of tension. We stood there, inches apart, the silence screaming. At work I couldn't focus. Colleagues noticed my distraction, but I brushed it off. My boss, a stern woman in her 50s, pulled me aside. "Everything okay, Felicity? You seem off." I forced a smile. "Just personal stuff." But in my mind, if only you knew. Falling for a straight married woman. Classic recipe for disaster. Lunch break came and I texted my best friend Lena, a fellow lesbian who'd navigated her own share of heartbreaks. "Met someone impossible. Help." Her reply. "Spill." But how to explain without sounding delusional? Back home that evening I found another note under my door. "Meet me at the park bench 8 p.m. We need to talk." My stomach twisted. This is madness. What if Mark finds out? What if the neighbors whisper? Society's judgment loomed large. Lesbians like me were already outliers, but seducing a straight woman? That was villain territory. Yet curiosity and desire won. I went. The park was dimly lit, but Fiona was there, wrapped in a coat, her face pale. "I can't stop thinking about that kiss," she confessed immediately. "My marriage is a sham. Mark and we're more roommates than lovers." I listened, my resolve weakening. She's opening up, but at what cost? Am I her escape or her ruin? We talked for hours, her words pouring out like a dam breaking. Childhood pressures to be perfect, parental expectations of grandkids, the suffocating suburbia. I shared my scars. The rejection from my conservative parents in Texas. The loneliness of hiding in plain sight. The days blurred into a secret whirlwind. Fiona and I met in stolen moments. Coffee runs disguised as neighborly errands, late-night texts that buzzed with unspoken longing. Each encounter chipped away at my defenses, but the guilt gnawed relentlessly. She's still wearing her wedding ring, still going home to him. Am I the other woman in my own story? Mark returned from his trip, oblivious, and I watched from my window as they hosted a barbecue, laughter echoing like a mocking chorus. One afternoon, Fiona slipped into my apartment, her eyes frantic. "He suspects something. Asked why I've been distant." My pulse spiked. "Then stop this. Go back to your life." But she shook her head, pulling me close. "I can't. You've awakened something in me." Our embrace was fierce, charged with desperation, but we kept it chaste, hugs lingering too long, foreheads touching. No more kisses. The first had been enough to ignite the inferno. Inside I battled. Is this love or rebellion? Does she want me or just freedom from her cage? Family pressures mounted on both sides. My sister, the only relative who still spoke to me, called unexpectedly. "Felicity, Mom's been asking about you. Says she regrets the silence." I scoffed. After disowning me for being gay? Too late. But her words stirred old wounds. If they can't accept me alone, how would they handle me with a married woman? Fiona faced her own demons. Her parents, devout Catholics from the Midwest, visited, grilling her about babies. "When are you giving us grandkids?" her mother prodded over dinner, as Fiona later recounted to me, tears streaming. I feel trapped, like my life scripted. Society's gaze felt heavier. At a neighborhood block party, whispers followed us. Mrs. Jenkins, the nosy retiree, eyed us suspiciously. "You two seem close lately." Fiona laughed it off, but I saw the fear in her eyes. One wrong move and we're exposed, labeled homewreckers, deviants. The moral quandary twisted my gut. Was pursuing this right? Love shouldn't come at the expense of another's vows, yet denying it felt like self-betrayal. A confrontation brewed when Mark cornered me in the laundry room. "Fiona's been acting strange. You know anything?" His tone was casual, but his eyes probed. He lied smoothly. "Just girl talk." But inside, liar. Traitor. What if he finds out and it destroys her? That night, Fiona confessed more. "I've never felt this way about a woman. It's terrifying." We sat on my couch, her head on my shoulder, vulnerability raw. "What if I'm gay? What does that mean for everything?" I held her, whispering assurances, but doubt plagued me. Am I pushing her into this or is she leading? The tension escalated at work. A client meeting went south because I was distracted, imagining Fiona's touch. My boss warned me. Get it together or there'll be consequences. Professional fallout loomed, mirroring the personal. Meanwhile, Fiona's internal storm raged. She journaled obsessively, questioning her identity. "All my life I followed the rules, married young, suppressed doubts. Now with you I see possibilities." But possibilities came with prices. One evening we argued fiercely in the park. "You can't have both worlds," I snapped. "Choose him or this." Tears fell. "It's not that simple. Divorce means losing everything. Family support, social standing." Her words stung. Am I worth the sacrifice? Or just a phase? We parted angry, the rift widening. Sleep evaded me that night, thoughts swirling. Love demands truth, but truth shatters. Is this worth the pain? Reconciliation came unexpectedly. Fiona showed up at my door, suitcase in hand. "I told Mark I'm leaving. Not for you, for me." Shock hit like a wave. "What?" She stepped inside. He was hurt, but he knew our marriage was over. Now the hard part. Facing my family. Pride swelled, mixed with fear. She's choosing authenticity, but at what cost to her soul? We spent the night talking, planning her resolve, stealing mine. But reality crashed in. Her parents called, furious. This is a sin. Think of the scandal. Fiona hung up, trembling. They're cutting me off. I comforted her, but internally, I've pulled her into my world of rejection. Am I selfish? The neighborhood buzzed with gossip. Friends distanced themselves. Isolation set in, testing our bond. As weeks passed, we navigated the fallout together. Fiona explored her sexuality tentatively, attending a support group where stories of similar awakenings echoed. I feel seen, she said, eyes bright. But doubts lingered. What if she regrets this? What if society's hammer falls harder? The drama intensified when Mark filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences, but rumors flew. One night, a brick through my window, anonymous hate. Freak. Fear gripped us. Is this the price of love? The vandalism shattered more than glass. It cracked our fragile foundation. Police reports filed, we huddled in my apartment, paranoia creeping in. Who could it be? Fiona whispered, her voice shaky. Neighbors? My family. I held her tight, but inside. This is my fault. I knew the risks, yet I pursued. Society's underbelly revealed itself. Subtle slurs at the grocery store, stares that burned. As a lesbian, I'd built armor, but Fiona was raw, unscarred until now. Her family's rejection hit hardest. A letter arrived, disowning her. You've chosen perversion over God. She crumpled it, sobbing. They were my everything. I consoled her, sharing my own story. Mine said the same. It gets better, but the scar remains. But doubt whispered. Am I enough to fill that void? Or will she resent me? We attended therapy together, unpacking layers, her repressed desires, my fear of abandonment. The sessions were brutal, revelations stinging like salt in wounds. Work became a battleground. My performance slipped further, leading to a demotion. Personal issues aren't excuses, my boss barked. Fiona quit her job as a teacher, unable to face colleagues' judgments. Financial strain mounted. We pooled resources, but resentment simmered. I gave up stability for this, she muttered once, eyes distant. The accusation hung. Is our love worth the ruin? A turning point came at a pride event in the city. I convinced her to go, hoping for empowerment. Amid rainbows and cheers, she relaxed, holding my hand publicly. This feels right, she admitted. But a familiar face appeared, her cousin, shocked. Fiona? With her. Word spread, amplifying family fury. Calls flooded. Come home, repent. She wavered, confessing. Part of me misses the normalcy. My heart sank. Is she slipping away? Have I lost her to the pull of conformity? We fought that night, voices rising. If you want out, go. I yelled. Don't string me along. Tears streamed. I'm scared, Felicity. This world's harsher than I imagined. Reconciliation followed. Apologies whispered in the dark. But the seed of doubt grew. Internal monologues haunted. Love shouldn't require martyrdom. Yet here we are bleeding for it. Betrayal struck unexpectedly. Fiona met with Mark secretly, seeking closure, or so she said. I found out via a text slip-up. Why? I confronted. To divide assets fairly. But suspicion festered. Is she reconsidering? Am I the experiment? Trust fractured, arguments escalating. You don't understand the pressure, she shouted. Easy for you, you're out and proud. Stung, I retorted. Proud? After years of hiding? This is survival. The moral dilemmas piled on. Friends divided. Some supported, others condemned. Lena warned. She's fresh out, give her time. But time felt like an enemy. Fiona's awakening brought joy, but at my expense? Am I sacrificing my stability for her growth? Society's narrative mocked. Straight woman experiments, lesbian heartbroken, cliché tragedy. A family intervention ambushed us. Fiona's parents showed up unannounced, Bibles in hand. This is unnatural, her father boomed. End it now. She stood firm. I love her. They left in rage, but the encounter shook her. What if they're right? She whispered later. I reassured, but inside. Doubt her faith, her roots. Am I the villain eroding her? As months dragged, we rebuilt tentatively. Fiona found a new job at a progressive school, embracing her identity. Public displays grew bolder. A kiss at a cafe defying stares. But damage lingered. Nightmares of rejection plagued her. I traded security for truth, she reflected. Pride mixed with sorrow. The cost is high, but is freedom worth it? High drama peaked when an ex-friend leaked our story online. Comments flooded. Homewrecker. Confused straight girl. Anonymity stripped, we faced harassment. We can't hide, I said. Fight back. Fiona hesitated, then agreed. We spoke at a local LGBT center, sharing our journey. Applause followed, but exhaustion set in. Victory tastes bitter when laced with loss. Through it all, our bond deepened, forged in fire. Yet questions loomed. Can love survive society's siege? Or will it crumble under weight? Healing began slowly, like mending a torn fabric. We moved to a more accepting neighborhood in Chicago's Boys Town, seeking refuge among allies. The change brought relief, but scars throbbed. Fiona's therapy delved deeper, uncovering childhood suppressions, crushes on girls dismissed as phases. I was blind, she admitted. I nodded, but internally, her awakening is beautiful, but mine was lonely. Do I envy her fresh start? Family ties frayed further. My sister mediated a call with our parents. They're softening, she said. But Mom's voice cracked. We don't approve, but we miss you. Conditional love stung. Accept me only if I fit your mold? No thanks. Fiona's parents remained silent, a void she filled with new friends from the community. Yet, holidays amplified absence. I missed them, she confessed over Thanksgiving takeout. Guilt resurfaced. Did my presence sever her roots? Social dynamics shifted. Old neighbors shunned, but new ones embraced. At a potluck, we shared our story, inspiring a young teen questioning her orientation. You give hope, she said. Pride swelled, but reflection hit. We're symbols now, but at personal cost. Is inspiration worth the exposure? Moral conflicts persisted. Fiona grappled with divorce guilt. Mark didn't deserve this. I sympathized, but jealousy flickered. Does she still love him? A chance encounter at a store proved tense. Mark nodded curtly, pain etched. Later, Fiona cried. I hurt him for my happiness. The ethical tangle. Self-discovery justifies collateral damage? Or is it selfish? Our relationship evolved, intimacy building without crossing lines. Emotional depths explored through conversations, not physicality. But tension simmered. A near kiss halted by doubt. Are we ready? I asked. She nodded, but eyes betrayed uncertainty. Inside, push too far and we break. Patience or stagnation? A betrayal from within rocked us. Lena, my confidant, confess feelings for me. I've always liked you. Shocked, I rejected gently, but Fiona overheard, sparking jealousy. Is this why you're distant? She accused. The fight was ugly. Trust me. I pleaded. Reconciliation demanded vulnerability. I'm committed to you. But trust mended slowly. One crack leads to fractures. Can we survive more? Society's pressures amplified via media. A local news story featured us anonymously as suburban scandal, twisting facts. Outrage followed. Supporters rallied, detractors harassed. We're pawns, Fiona lamented. Defiance grew. We volunteered at pride events advocating. Empowerment clashed with fatigue. Fighting exhausts, but surrender means defeat. Personal growth intertwined with pain. Fiona pursued a degree in counseling, inspired by our trials. To help others like me. I admired, but work demands strained us, late nights, missed dates. We're drifting, I thought. A weekend getaway attempted revival. Walks by the lake, honest talks. I choose you daily, she vowed. Warmth returned, but shadows lingered. Choice implies alternatives. What if she chooses differently? High-stakes drama unfolded when her parents reached out, offering reconciliation if she repented. Temptation flashed. Stability calls. But she refused. This is me. Pride surged, mixed with fear. Rejection twice. How much can one endure? The decision solidified us, but at emotional expense. As time healed, we found rhythm. Shared dreams, laughter amid chaos. Yet, internal battles raged. Love's worth measured in sacrifices. Have we paid too dearly? Stability settled uneasily, like calm before another storm. We built a life, joint bank accounts, weekend routines, but undercurrents tugged. Fiona's counseling practice flourished, clients mirroring her journey. I'm making a difference, she beamed. I supported, but envy nipped. Her transformation overshadows my struggles. Am I just the catalyst? Family wounds reopened at a reunion invite from my side. Come alone, the note implied. Rage boiled. They still deny who I am. Fiona urged attendance. Foreclosure. I went confrontation brewing. Accept all of me or none, I declared. Silence followed, then tentative hugs. Progress? Or facade? Back home. Change is slow but possible. Or illusory. Social acceptance varied. At a gala for LGBT rights we networked, but a conservative donor sneered. Experimenting straights dilute the cause. Hurt flashed in Fiona's eyes. Am I an imposter? Defense rose. Her journey's valid. But doubt seeded. Does the community embrace or gatekeep? Moral reckonings culminated in a letter to Mark. Fiona wrote apologies, seeking forgiveness. His reply, I understand now. Be happy. Relief washed but complexity remained. Absolution eases guilt but scars endure. Our bond tested further by a health scare. Fiona's routine check revealed stress-related issues. This life's toll, doctor said. Blame shifted internally. My world dragged her down. Awakening moments shone through. Fiona came out publicly via blog, raw and honest. Responses poured support, hate. Worth it, she said. Inspiration fueled me. Her courage mirrors mine, amplifying both. But exhaustion hit. Constant battle wears the soul. A final confrontation loomed with her family. Unannounced visit. We've prayed, want you back. Conditions attached. Leave her. Fiona's stand. No. This is love. Doorslemd. Finality echoing. Tears followed but resolve hardened. Loss for gain, fair trade? Our story crested in quiet victory. Anniversaries celebrated privately. Reflections deep. We've paid dearly, I mused. She agreed. But I choose again. Yet questions lingered. Love conquers or merely endures? In the end, as we sat watching the city lights, peace fragile but real, one truth emerged. Sacrifices define us. But was denying our feelings the greater sin, or pursuing them despite the wreckage?